Whenever any kind of news is popped up, I request all of you to, think twice whether it's going to be false or true. Social media linking with public diplomacy, I think it's a very evolving topic.
Hello and welcome. Today we are discussing the evolving landscape and role of social media and the emerging challenges in digital sphere. We have our distinguished guest, Dr. Razia Sultana, a researcher at Bangladesh Institute of International Strategic Studies, and she has been working on public diplomacy for a long time. Dr. Razia Sultana, thank you very much for being with us. We're really elated to be with you.
Thank you so much, Simon. It is my pleasure to talk to you about this topic.
So, to start with, how do you assess the public diplomacy and the role of social media in the context of the current situation here in Bangladesh?
Public diplomacy in contemporary time is a very new topic for Bangladesh, but I believe it's a very pertinent issue while discussing foreign policy maneuver and also diplomacy itself. And public diplomacy in the context of Bangladesh, I think it's a little bit dissimilar whenever you compare with the other countries. For instance, public diplomacy in Bangladesh, it refers to both internal and external public diplomacy. Internal public diplomacy covers like how to navigate the domestic citizen, while discussing any international or foreign policy issues. On the other side, external public diplomacy means how you can receive the feedback from the global citizens using social media. Now, social media linking with public diplomacy, I think it's a very evolving topic, because you know very well that digital platform, many countries is being used, they're using in many ways. But in our country, I believe among all the digital platforms, Facebook perhaps is the mostly used digital platform in our country. And then, so whenever we discuss linking with public diplomacy and social media, in my understanding, that means that how you can, reach the hearts of the global audience through using digital platforms.
Well,
in a word.
Okay. What prospect and the strategic opportunities of social media, especially in Facebook, that you were talking, that within the Bangladeshi social political context is crucial?
Bangladesh now is being digitalized in different forms, but unfortunately, I think that still, in terms of using social media for public diplomacy, we are at the nascent stage. For instance, although I believe that it has a lot of potentials, I can give you some sort of examples for that. For instance, the first and foremost one is it's not like the traditional media like newspaper or magazine that you have to go through for a long way. On the other side, if you use the Twitter or like Facebook.
টানা তৃতীয়বার অর্জন করেছে দেশের সেরা সুপার ব্র্যান্ড স্বীকৃতি বসুন্ধরা টিস্যু।
Even WhatsApp, you can communicate with the local and global citizens at the wink of an eye. So I believe that it is a very two-way communication method, and it is getting popular in our country in a very positive way. So definitely it depends on how we're gonna utilize that. The second
issue is called the dyadic communications,
yes,
aspect of journalism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second potential that I would like to highlight, that whenever any national crisis evolved or popped up, I think social media can act as a lifesaver even. I want to give one example. During the Feni crisis, by using Facebook, it worked like a method of community engagement that through this platform, we, government try to utilize in a best possible way to reach the information from their side. The different organization, national organization, NGOs, they used it for collecting funds. So I think, one of the finest side of the social media is like that, how to connect all the people across the board.
Well, that was a key example of the great response that we got to see from all kinds of people. They come together to help the vulnerable community on the time in Feni that we were talking about. Well, in your opinion, what are the key challenges nowadays when we talk about the digital diaspora, like misinformation, disinformation? How government and the stakeholders who are involved with the sector can address these barriers?
Thank you so much for getting back to me as well again about the challenges. I found obviously social media has a lot of potentials, lot of dividends. I already shared with you that it depends how we use that. We need to know that how in a best possible way we can maneuver it. The foremost challenges I want to share with you, the first one that you already told, that the misinformation, disinformation. Sometimes we cannot disintegrate which is information, what is true, what is false in social media. It looks, everything is mixed up. So it gives you some kind of false information to some extent, although it is true. On the other side, sometimes the truth information turns into false one. So it,
people are getting confused sometimes.
Yes, which one is true and
right or wrong.
Yeah, even sometimes I feel like for the last 1.5 years, misinformation is getting up in our country. A few days back, I saw in the newspaper that 30% of misinformation, is getting higher in our country. So I think that is an alarm for our country, because we have to take care of that.
So, in particular, would you like to convey any message for the young people who has been using this social platform? Those are known as the netizen. So, would you like to convey any message for them, how they can, use this platform positively in the upcoming days?
I have a small suggestion, for instance, because they are the main user of social media. Whenever any kind of news is popped up, I request all of you to, think twice whether it's gonna be false or true, number one. Number two is, whenever you write any kind of narrative, if it is positive, then go ahead. But if it is negative, think twice, because it's very much related with the image of our country. So, for instance, if you write anything against of any particular issue of the government, or any kind of news that can give some kind of influence to the global audience. So you need to think before you write down anything. So that's my request. And also one more request to you, that learn the digital literacy, because it will give you a different language. Digital literacy means learn yourself. That language is probably different from the traditional literacy. So I think it is for the awareness building. It is for some kind of training session. You might join to educate yourself. And one more suggestion: those who are illiterate, we cannot ignore that. My special suggestion to you: if you are digitally illiterate, don't write anything before. Without thinking anything.
Okay, Mrs. Razia Sultana, thank you very much for being with us. That was a nice discussion and fruitful discussion. I would like to see your progress in the upcoming days, and would like to implement these methods in the public diplomacy to progress our diplomatic ties with the communities. That's all for now. Thank you, audience, for joining with us.